What's going on, everybody? STUDmuffin here. If this is your first time stopping by the channel, thank you for dropping in. What you can expect to see at this channel is a ton of Total War content, especially RomeTotalWar. It's always dear to my heart. In the future, I would like to delve into maybe some Pokemon, maybe get into some nostalgic Flash games from our childhood. On some websites, I remember Congregate, Cool Math Games, mini clips, stuff like that. If any of you are familiar with that, you can expect to see some of those type of games in the future. You know, like the strategy, tower defense, adventure RPG style Flash games, stuff like that. Also, I plan to do a lot of emulator style games from the systems I remember playing as a child, like Game Boy Advance, PlayStation 1, stuff like that. So yeah, that's what you can expect to see out of this channel. Also, if you are already subscribed, I made a community post not maybe a day ago, basically asking all of you who are already subscribed to go ahead and go cast your vote now. I'm taking a poll on what campaign you guys would like to see me play as next. What faction. The first option is Macedon, right here, the orange and black. They are a heavy cavalry faction with some good pikes. The second option is Armenia, has cataphract archers and cataphract horsemen, very strong horsemen with some good Middle Eastern lancers. Option 3, Carthage, which has probably one of the largest variety of troops from all sorts of type, kind of different in its own way. Very interesting faction. And the fourth faction, I wanted to give you guys a barbarian option, the Germans, as the fourth option. If you guys would like to see any of these factions in the current future, then just go ahead and go to the community post and cast your vote now. And without further ado, let's get right into this part 3 of the Seleucid Empire campaign playthrough. On the last part, we went ahead and took Tyre, or Tyre, however you pronounce that. We're retraining the army here again to send it further down into Egypt, maybe take Jerusalem here in a second. I've got Aristocratus, my faction leader here, besieging side, and I didn't know whether or not to recruit any mercenaries. I'm thinking I'll be fine without him. He has mostly trash troops here, like Machimoe pikemen, Nubian spears, and skirmishers, which my Silver Shield legionnaires, or Silver Shield pikemen rather, are pretty beefed up with some extra chevrons and weapon upgrade there. They should be able to handle all of their spearmen, and then my general, of course, should be able to handle their skirmishers. And then I have a third army right here, coming from my capital with Zeuxis, one of my new family members. He is the son of my faction leader, the second son, and for some reason he reminds me of Leonidas from the 300 Spartans movie. Looks really cool, kind of looks like Leonidas. Icarus was a husband option for Helike, or Helike, or however you pronounce her name. But I've got him heading down from Arsacia right now to join up into the capital and train up a new army for him to also head north into Armenia. But I've got Zeuxis here with the main army heading into Armenia, and 2 Armenian armies have besieged Amida here. I don't know if I'll be able to defend it, but I'm going to try to manipulate putting the pikes in the streets and the close quarters to get that bonus on the pikes. My final army I have in Bactria here with my faction heir, and I'm retraining it up now. I just defended a huge Parthian invasion. Looks like they disposed of the rebels that were here, but so now I'm retraining this army up, and I'll be sending it into Parthia, and that one army with Alexander should be able to handle all of Parthia eventually, I'm hoping. So there's that. But yes, we've got Demetrius here in Tyre. I'll be sending him probably first. Let's go ahead and do a quick save and end the turn. Looks like the Egyptians have besieged Damascus. Alright, time to try to defend this. 3 Eastern Infantry, 2 Peltis, 1 Archer, and 1 Cavalry Archer. The reinforcing army doesn't look like it's going to be joining. Far better it is to have a stout heart always, and to suffer one's share of evils, than to be ever fearing what may happen. By Herodotus. Okay. Let's manipulate these pikes and line them up in the streets as best we can. Let's see. Doing something like this. That's a little bit janky. Wonder if we can... Yeah, just like that. That's about right. Okay, and then we can do one facing this way. I'm going to move them... I don't want to move them too close here to these in case there's the Peltis or the horse archers here shooting them from the back, so I'm going to set them up a little bit closer or a little bit further away. Maybe something like... Is there a little pathway here? Looks like there is. Maybe something like this right here. Can I do this? Yes. Perfect. Okay, and then the third phalanx, I think I will set them up right here. Can I get a better lineup than that? Doesn't look like it. I think that's about the best I can do. I want to face them as good as I can. And then, of course, the Peltis, I'm going to line up right like this here. And the general here, let's line him up like so. Can we do that? Cannot. I'll line him up here then. That will work. And we'll turn off skirmish mode. That was a little bit of a timely setup there, but it'll be worth it, I'm hoping. Let's go triple speed immediately. So he's got 3 rams coming in. Most of these units are trash troops, and I didn't see any kind of extra chevron upgrades or armor, weaponry upgrades, etc. on any of these much. So they're pretty stock, pretty default, pretty easy to break, I'm hoping. But the way my general's set up here, he can throw some peltis or some javelins this way or that way, and he's right in the center, hopefully to give a little bit of a morale boost here. I'm going to fast forward through this part just until they make it up close to me.
The walls have fallen before the onslaught. Now we must rely on men to be our new wall. Look to the inner defenses. The walls have fallen to the enemy, and the gods have abandoned us.
Okay, looks like most of his troops are moving. Well, I thought so, but most of them are coming right up the middle straight. But we've got at least 2, 3 units coming toward the right flank and 1 unit coming toward the left flank. Actually, he's doubling back right through the center. So if we've not got any of them coming this direction, we could always move these guys to support either other side here, either other unit. But we've got 1 unit of Eastern Infantry coming up the right flank, 2 units of Eastern Infantry, and the Horse Archers. And then through the center, we've got the rest. So, Archers, Peltis, Eastern Infantry, and more Peltis. But hopefully we get a mass rout going just from the morale drop, being stuck on the spear wall. You can always, this is definitely a bit of advice, if you have a faction that has pikes, phalanx, etc., you can set them up in the streets to where the enemy cannot get by, and it's kind of like a way to trap the enemy. See, they can't move, and they're just stuck on the pikes, and eventually the enemy will exhaust themselves, their stamina will drop. Like right now they're fresh, warmed up, winded. Eventually all these troops are going to become 100% exhausted. Same over here, and there's a little bitty tiny gap here, but it doesn't look like they're going to be able to get through. but these units are going to be exhausted eventually, and when units are exhausted, they're easier to break or waver. And so with that, once one unit starts to waver, then it causes a mass rout, and you can get this whole entire street just completely like broken. And once they break, I can send my general cav and just swoop in and completely chase down all the routed units. See, this is something I was worried about. The peltis or archers being able to reach my men here. So what I'm going to do is, they have no units coming up this area, so I'm going to move my men. I don't want any more casualties. And I'm going to move them facing this direction. And so with that, they should be able to have a bonus on defense. Okay, there we go. We got a mass rout. Now if we break apart the formation, charge, and then charge them through here. I don't know why they went it that way. I don't understand at all why they went that way. That is so stupid to me. Why did they go this way at all? I don't understand that. Okay, chase them. So these militia cav have shields, so they're going to get a bonus against these archers when it comes to these horse archers when it comes to hand-to-hand combat. That's something I'm hoping, or at least was hoping. Okay, we killed the enemy general. They should break. 51 compared to 64. Yep, they broke. Kill as many of them as I can. That'll work. And then I'll rout the rest. So now that these guys are routed, I'm going to go ahead and bring up the spear wall, bring my peltis this direction, and then I'm going to chase these guys with the peltis. Just like that. Now where are my cav? I don't know why they're going that direction. What do we got here? Oh, that's just 6 guys. I'm not worried about that. I want to chase these guys. These the guys I wanted to wipe out before I end the battle here. I'm on triple speed, so it shouldn't take too long to get there. But yeah, as you can see, that's a really good strategy. If you have pikes, you can basically overwhelm larger numbers. Or maybe not overwhelm, but you can break huge number of troops, cause them to waver, use it to your advantage, and you could be outnumbered 5 to 1 and still demolish armies just by using this phalanx strategy. And once I wipe these guys, why is the pathfinding so difficult here? I don't understand. I don't know why they're struggling so bad. I don't get it. Come on. Why are you struggling so bad? Why are you having such a hard time finding these guys? This is crazy. Have you ever seen pathfinding so bad in your life? Why? Why is that? Is there a unit stuck in between the buildings? Is there a guy like stuck in between or something? Causing them not to be able to like pathfind correctly? What is going on? Well, if we killed this guy. No, that was literally the only guy in the unit. That's stupid. Well, we're ending the battle.
This is
I'll take that any day. Okay. Take a wild guess what I'm drinking. Drinking some coffee. Yeah, got some coffee. Got a whole pitcher full of coffee. Alright. This man has been bribed. Our diplomat was bribed by Armenia, a candidate for adoption. No thank you, brother. Alright. Shrine to Hephaestus. We could start building ports in this area. Why not? Actually, no. I want the population growth. Let's go for the farms, and then we'll go for the trader here. Once I get my money up high enough and my income is booming, I can start queuing up more than one building per settlement and not have to worry about, you know, figuring out what to build. It'll go a whole lot quicker at that point. Recruitment wise, let's do farms. Okay, that's it on building. What do we got here? Such a weak little rebel army there. Town militia, 5 attack. Super weak, and then they got the peasants. I'll just wipe these guys with cav. I could do it with just cav, and then the rest of the army I can send straight to Jerusalem. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go crazy on the cav. I'll use my militia cav against the town militia. Flank them on both sides with the militia cav, get javelins in their backs. Rout the peasants with my general. And then I'll turn back around, get both of my militia together on one side of the town militia that remains, and then flank them with my general. That sounds like a plan. Let's walk. I'm going to triple speed this, and then I'm going to turn off a fire at will, run. Boom! That's a good charge right there, brother. That's what I'm talking about. I wonder if I'll... Yeah, I did lose. I lost one guy to peasants. But I think it's the specific weapon the peasants have. I think they get like a bonus versus cav because it's like a pitchfork or something like that. Okay. Why are you going that direction? I don't know. I don't really have to know, I guess. Okay, I'm going to run these guys up. Let's do this. You chase the remaining. Okay, beautiful. Alright, plan working beautifully. Let's get these guys over here. Okay. Why did you charge? Oh my gosh, that's so stupid. Ugh. There we go.
The enemy show their true virtue. They are not
Gosh.
soldiers, only frightened
Sometimes I hate pathfinding and unit, what do you call it? Unit actions or whatever you call it. I don't know. But those guys just charged on their own. I mean, I know it's because they came into contact with them, but it's like, just do what I say. You know what I'm saying? Just do what I say, man. Alright. Let's quick save. Can we besiege this right now? Yes! But I'm going to break the siege just for the reason of sending my spy in. Let's go. Got the trade increase. Now I'm going to besiege. It did not break the gates. Well, that stinks. Do they have a stable? That's the one thing they don't have. Man, I'm never going to be able to retrain my cav. Alright. Well. Let's keep these levies. That's on low tax rate already? Never mind. Let's leave the levies in there. Alright, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Join up with the army. Holy cow, dude. These guys are gonna riot. They're gonna riot. But for each additional unit I put in the queue, or however many, 75, 85. Yeah, that's a good idea. It's still going to be 85 with that. What about this? 75. Okay, we'll do that then. That's something you can do also, just to basically bring your public order up temporarily, because I don't plan on permanently hiring these guys, but for the next couple turns I'll leave the queue full just to get a temporary boost to public order, because doing that, each additional unit I click is going to lower the population, which increases public order. But okay, well, that's that. Let's see what we got here. I'm going to hire one more unit of levy. And then, what have I got for this? Let's do Hephaestus. Any other yellow settlements anywhere. Seems to be fine. I need to retrain my men here. Can't. It's fine. I'll go Hephaestus there. And retrain here just to get the attack bonus from the shrine. Anything else yellow? Not that I know of yet. Well, I'll take it. Bactra. Bactra. Let's go ahead and do another levy and sewers. We got to get that population up. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and send Alexander out. Dun, 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 dun. 6 cav. 1, 2, 3, 4. Nope, let's do the Peltast first. Then we got 1 silver shield and 4 phalanx. And can't forget the Sabermen. I will use them. Let's go, baby. We don't have a spy, though. That's fine. You know why? Don't need a spy if I hire some mercenary war elephants. Bust through the gate that way. I'm probably going to do that. If I can. Alright. Let's move this army up. Ba-da-da-da. Eventually, when I get my income booming, I'm just going to hire a bunch of diplomats and space them evenly out through all my settlements, regions, and just start bribing all these rebel armies. Can't bribe the ones that have generals, though, because then they'll join my family. I don't want to bribe this guy. But we'll have to handle them on the battlefield if it comes down to it. Alright, let's go ahead and take side. Alright, what do we got here? Yep, 2 Machimoi, 2 Nubian, and 2 skirmishers. Let's destroy these guys. Delicious. Perfect. Alright. Do I want to use the Peltast for the ram? Yes, I will. Why not? Tight formation. Don't plan on using these guys as pikes. You guys probably think I'm crazy for using pikemen like swordsmen. But they have secondary swords, and I prefer the mobility and just the overall speed of using them to outflank and maneuver. Because for me, speed is everything, and the only time I really use phalanx much is if it's against horses, or to hold a line, or to defend a city. But most of the time I'm using phalanx as swordsmen. So, yeah, that's just personal preference, brother. I hope these guys don't sit here and destroy all my peltasts while they're knocking the gates down. Come on. I've got the 2 chevrons, so that always helps. Having the gate open, I should be able to shoot right through the gate into those Machimoi. Let's see it. Let's go. Beautiful. You're beautiful to me. Yeah! These guys are getting destroyed. Yes, turn your backs to me, please. Please do. That's how I'm going to get my kills right there. Melt them. Pepper the field with their bodies. Another one bites the dust. Ah! Ooh! Chicka, Alright. Enough of that. Alright. What do we want to do here? What do we want to do here? What do we want to do here? Alright. Man, we should have went ahead before we had or while we had the chance. Now he's going to block the gate. He is going to block the gate, ain't he? That's so annoying. He's going to shove him right there at the gate, too. Alright, well. Send 1 unit in. Let's watch these silver shields at work. One thing I like about the silver shields is they get the slightly bigger shield than the phalanx pikemen. Phalanx get a bonus of 4 to their shield, and the silver shields compared to the phalanx get a shield that has a bonus of 5. So that's going to protect me against missiles. What's going on here? What are we looking like? These guys are getting mollywopped. Okay, we're down to 70. Alright, that's enough of that. Let's send in fresh ones. Okay, they're trapped. Beautiful, I should have just left them in there. Alright, that's fine. Now they're moving away. Perfect opportunity. Rush! Rush in! To get faster movement, just click on the ground and no, run in. Double click the ground. That's a faster way to move your men in whenever they're stuck with pathfinding, trying to fight their way through the gate. Just click on the land. They'll move faster if you do that. Okay. Oh my goodness. Good grief, dude. Alright. Well, we gotta send our cav in ASAP. What are you doing, brother? Alright. Got the kill there. Send these guys in. Getting some crazy kills with my general here. He's only lost like a couple men. Yep. Kill them. I had to do something there. Okay, rush around. We'll make it work. We'll make it work. I had to do an adjustment. I wasn't taking it serious enough. Okay, no. You're going the wrong way, brother. Hurry up, you slowpokes. Run, dude. Come on, dude. Come on, dude. Run, dude. Alright, blow the trumpet. Alright, now we got the kills. That's all I wanted. They're done for. Done for, brother. Alright, what are we going to do now? The second pathway is in the back there. Excuse me. Alright. Run this way. We want the larger unit, excuse me, up front. Larger unit up front. Leave the other unit behind. The smaller unit will route easier. We don't want to mass route. If the small unit routes, then the bigger unit will have lower morale because they're watching the small unit route. Actually, you know what? They're exhausted. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Who cares? We'll run them in exhausted. That's fine. I don't want to get too close because the skirmishers will aggro. Gosh. Kill these skirmishers. Yes. What I'm talking about. I could bring my cav through these guys and hit these guys, and they probably wouldn't even take any casualties, but I don't know. I kind of want to get some chevrons for these silver shields. You are taking missile fire from that small little unit of skirmishers here. 11 of them. I haven't lost any of them yet, though. Lost 10 of the silver shields. There's about 2/3 of the skirmishers left. Almost a half. Yeah, now they're about a half. Yeah, I'm about to destroy these guys. Okay, I will rush these guys in now. I did get the chevron upgrade. Got the chevron upgrade. These guys are fresh now, too. Okay, charge. Charge them first, actually. Fresh men in. Blow the trumpet and charge. These guys are done for, dude. I ain't even losing anybody. These Seleucid and Macedonian generals are insanely crazy. Insanely powerful. I'll take that. There we go. Look at that. Alright, bet. Now we have side. What is this? Temple of Horus. We'll take that for the law bonus for now, till we decide to change it later. Let's go ahead and hire a unit of levies. Bump the tax rate up. Okay. We've got the 2 generals here that I'm eventually going to... Yeah, I'm going to bring them to Antioch to train up. Let's do that now. I want to... Let's build on the next... Well, I don't know. What should I do? I should have kept that there and just sent them... Nah, because this is a somewhat decent army. I think I'm going to wait. Build up the army first before I send them across. That means next turn I need to hire... I need to hire a ship at Tarsus or a ship at Side. One or the other. And start building an army at Antioch and reinforcing my faction leader there at Side. Next turn we can take that. This army's moved, and I moved Alexander already. Okay. Let's go ahead and end the turn then. Ba-ba-da-da-da-da. Besieged again. Candidate for adoption. Good attacker, wall breaker. He's old. Town grows. Pergamum. Let's go ahead and do that. Boom, boom, boom. And then town grows at Sardis. Do that. Let's go ahead and get one more levy. Bump the tax rate. Let's do Hefe. Oh, okay. That's 3.5%. Let's do Temple to Hephaestus. And do the low tax rate. Next turn we can bump the tax rate and do the town upgrade. Faction announcements. 2 marriages. And one of my sons is old now. Nice. Girez. Anger. Great. Gourmet of life. Indifferent builder. That stinks. Rational concerns. Even-handed. Okay. So I got morale bonus and public order bonus. But minus on the influence and tax income. Okay. Decreases population growth and public order, so that kind of balances out. He's going to be a general, though, for sure. I'll just send him to join my faction heir as another horse unit. And retrain another army for him at Nisa or Tel Aviv. And send him across to... or up or somewhere in this area against Syria. That's what I'll do. Okay, construction report. Seleucia. Nice. Army barracks, silver shields. One more barracks upgrade after that. Let's do... That's going to give us extra... Oh, Greek Sacred Band. It's not going to show the picture for some reason. Greek Sacred Band. Brother. This is a must-have. Doing this immediately. Okay. Babylon. Let's see. Shrine to Dionysus. What do I want first hand? I could build an elite cavalry stables there. Or I could do farms. I think I'll do farms. Yeah. Pergamum, already done that. Amida, they're besieged. I could do that though. Persepolis, they have a city upgrade available. Let's do a temple first, just to get the public order bonus, and then we'll do the town upgrade. Okay, that is it on construction for now. What about Carmana? What can I do here? I'm going to get a town upgrade almost immediately. So let's do low tax rate, and then we'll do the town upgrade. Oh my goodness. I did not see these guys at all. That is a surprise. They snuck right in between these mountains here. Let's bring this guy down. I want to beat this army here. 1 movement, 2 movement, 1 movement, 2 movement. Yeah, I'll beat them. And I won't get closed off there. I can hit these guys and then double back. That's what I'll do. And then I'll have to get the elephants on the next turn. Okay, 1 unit of cataphracts. Pretty low units there. I could probably take all this with cav. Maybe, I don't know. I don't know if I want to chance it. Simply because of the 68 cataphracts I think I've seen in that 1 unit. And they have, I think, silver chevrons. Okay, something like that, and then 3 on each side. Boom, 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 and 3 on this side. Just like so. Then I'll take the general on this flank for no reason specifically. And then I'll do the peltas behind and move up. And then I'll move up like that and like this. I'm going to move my cavalry first. I'm going to run them. And really, the infantry is just to soak up the missile damage. That's the only reason I'm moving them forward. Let's target the cataphracts. We'll target the Bedouin warriors. Send these guys up. General, if the cataphracts aggro, I'll take them out with the general. That seems to be okay for now. Okay, turn off fire at will. Good, we're doing good over here on this flank. Turn off of skirmish mode, please. Okay, do a few throws into their backs there. Beautiful. Okay, that's all I want. Okay, you turn off of that mode. You hit them as well. You hit them. You hit them. You still do this. Now get out of there because the Eastern Infantry. Whoa, get out of there. Okay. Just like so.
Now he flees the field.
Now get out of there.
The enemy general is
I don't
slain,
want you to take
and
too
now
many
he stands
casualties.
near us. It is time to press the attack.
Just like that. And then you can target these guys. Target them. Target them. Flank them. Flank them. Beautiful.
The gods be praised. The
Okay.
enemy's hearts are full of fear, and now they flee.
You guys hit these guys. Actually, you're fast moving. You hit them. And you guys follow up. Trade. There we go. Trip speed. That'll work. There we go. That's the battle. Okay. A true contempt of an invader is shown by deeds of valor in the field. Hermocrates of Syracuse. Alright. Let's double back and hit this guy. Unfortunately, that's annoying, but gotta do what you gotta do. At least we wiped out that army, so we ain't gotta worry about them besieging Bactria while we're handling their faction leader. How old is he? 67? Man, he's past his living age. I hope he dies this turn. Alright. Let's see. We got the army moving into Armenia here. I think this elephant is separate from the elephant I can hire here. I'm going to hire this one first. And then see if this one's still available. But I might as well just recruit my own elephant at that point. Ain't no point in hiring a mercenary. Let's do cataphracts. Yeah, we'll do cataphracts. Cataphracts and Sacred Band is going to be my main army for Icarus of Raphia. Icarus of Raphia. That is going to be one more, let's see, yeah, one more levy there. We'll do another levy here. Farms. We'll have to do that. We'll postpone moving my faction leader for now. Should just come up to the side here, I guess. And then Heartless Ruler, Influence, been in the wars. These guys are both great generals, and they were young too. Got really lucky with them.
Orders, my lord.
Okay. Philoromaeus. What kind of last name is that? Alright, poet, even-handed, untouched by fear, testy, very lively, Spartan. I think I'll move all these guys to Antioch, and Cletos can stay there for, like, management or something, I would assume. Yeah. I think that's what I'll do. Is that going to affect me too much? No. Nice. Oh, wait, that was just... Okay. Bring this guy out then. Oh, nice. We're still good. Okay, I'll take that. Let's move all three of them. No enemy ships around that I have to worry about. Okay. Nice. We'll take it. Let's go ahead and take Jerusalem. Oh. I never built siege units last turn? Brother. Rookie mistake, brother. Alright. We'll have to wait another turn for that then. 10-4. I'm going to end my turn. I don't have anything else I can do, really. I should have checked to see if there was anything in the red and the yellow. 5 Machimoe and 1 Nubian. Ah, they're attacking Damascus. Okay. Okay. An alliance with the powerful is never to be trusted. Yeah, so none of you guys should ally with me. Egypt, Pontus, Armenia, Parthia. I'm not letting you anyway, but... Okay, we're on the defensive. Let's do the same exact setup. I'm gonna put one guy here. Okay, yes, I was able to get another. Okay, they don't have any missile units either. So I'm gonna put these guys as close as I can to the other group. Can I get those even further over? Yes, I can. Perfect. I'm going to do that because the closer they are to these guys, the more of a morale drop the enemy is going to get because I have more units close to each other. That's something else to be known too, is you can manipulate enemy morale by having more troops up in one area because they feel outnumbered, even though only one unit is attacking them. Just having multiple units in the same area will drop the enemy's morale. Let's move them out for a minute and just reform up. Can't really change them much from what I have them. We'll just have to do that. And then the Peltis we're going to move in here as well. Let's do them like this, actually. Turn them off skirmish mode. And then, of course, the cav we're going to drop here as well without skirmish mode. And then triple speed. I'm going to fast forward these guys until they get close to me at least, or until they are inside the gates. So, most of them still coming right up the middle straight. I don't know if they're going to end up sending anybody on the left side here. Last siege defense I did, they did not. They've got at least one unit coming up the right flank. I would assume most are going to come up the middle and maybe 2 or 3 up the right. But it is all good in the hood. Okay, trying to think here. I definitely want to be prepared to send my general in here, the militia cav. They are super fast. I can pull the spear units up, but the biggest thing you want to be careful of when you have your phalanx with their spears pointing forward, you never want to run your cavalry from the back forward through these phalanxes out through the front. You never want to run your cav through the front because for some reason it causes friendly fire and will destroy your own cav. At least from the few times I've done it, I've noticed that. So you want to be careful. Always lift up your phalanxes before you run your cavalry through the front. Getting some good peltis throws in there. 2, 3 units of Machimoe on the right flank. The rest of the units are going to be on the middle. More of a battle of attrition here. Getting some decent kills with those bundled up in the front here. Always thought the Machimoe pikemen look pretty cool. I typically like to use them as the Egyptians. They have really good armor and shield, but they have like very low defense and training, basically. Low attack, low defense, but high armor, high shield. But if you get them trained up, like put the weapon upgrades on them and even more armor upgrades on them, and then get some chevrons on them, when they actually start to rank up their defense and attack, they are actually pretty decent. They just have kind of low morale since they're like a starting type unit for the Egyptians. But I always thought they were cool. What do we got here? Still just some Machimoe. Just stand the ground. Once one unit routes, these guys are shaken. Once they rout, it should cause a massive rout. Okay, so those guys are moving forward all of a sudden for some reason. Nice! We got the rout. What about these guys? Are they wavering? They are wavering. For some reason, they started pushing them through. Ah, because they changed their formation. They dropped their pikes. That's why. Nice. Those guys might turn around. Yep, they turn back around. Getting some crazy good kills here. I'm glad I retrained these guys up. Or not retrain them, actually. What am I thinking of? The other city over there, can't remember, close to Armenia, I retrained the pikemen there and gave them the sword upgrade, or the weapon upgrade. These guys might not turn back around. Okay. I don't think they will. Nice, they routed again. Now, perfect. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to finish routing these guys, then I'm going to come back right around and attack. Nice, we wasn't even attacking them, but they just auto-attacked and wiped out the whole entire city lane there. Now this is key and important flank maneuver here. They're in the perfect sitting duck position to be annihilated here. And it won't take much either. They ain't even in phalanx. These guys are going to get demolished. Massive rout in 3, 2, 1. Maybe I understated that. My general's about to die.
Your general has thrown away his life and now feeds the carrion birds.
They will rout.
His men may soon be bird feed too.
Rout. Are you serious, brother? That was dumb. I should have just left them in phalanx. I'll get my peltis ready. I'll wipe them with my peltis once they rout. There we go.
The enemy army is in flight.
Fast-moving, fresh peltis should rout them or demolish them very quickly. I should at least get a few of my horses back and be able to retrain them, surely. Surely at least like 10 or 20 will survive or something from all those casualties. Okay. And here comes the rout. I'm not about to go in. Come on. Come on, brother. There you go. Alright. There we go. I thought for sure those horses would rout those Machimoe pikemen. Maybe if they were fresh, they had better attack or whatever. Maybe they could have. If I lose all my horses from that, I'm going to be sad. Candidate for adoption. 26 years old, sharp and confident commander. I like the way he looks. Agathocles of Marissa. Sharp, confident. Yeah, I'm going to take this guy. That sharp trait's actually really good, and he's kind of young. Town grows. Card of Mama. Retrain. Now, since Kletos, who adopted him, is not in any settlement, maybe that general candidate will spawn at my capital. Let's test that theory. Yeah, okay, cool. So, here's something else. Kletos, I just got the option to adopt this candidate here under Kletos. And so if you have a adoption recommendation for a specific family member, in my case, Kletos, it said candidate adoption for Kletos, and I chose yes. So Agathocles of Marissa was adopted into the family under Kletos, but since Kletos was not in a settlement, Kletos is currently harbored in this navy. Then anytime a family member hires a candidate or adopts a family member, that set family member almost always will spawn in the capital. So you can actually, if you know that you're going to get an adoption candidate or a general recommendation under a specific family member, then you can purposefully pull them out of a settlement if you don't want that family member to spawn at the settlement they're at, in order to basically force the family adoption member to spawn at your capital. So that's kind of a cool little bit of advice. And in this case, it works great because I'm able to train up another army here at my capital under this commander. Let's see. I want to start getting some, I want to do this cavalry, probably the elite cavalry stable at Babylon next. And I can start training up my cataphracts at Babylon and then train up my Greek sacred band at Seleucia and all that. That's probably the order I'm going to do that. That way I'm able to get my horsemen and my infantry all trained up there in that area very quickly. Okay. Now let's do the construction report first. Sardis got shrine to Hephaestus. Retrain. Raise the tax rate. Bactra got sewers. Let's raise the tax rate there as well. What do I want to get here? Let's do the paved road, just so that when I finally wipe these guys, I'll have a movement bonus to get back up there. Let's do that as well here at Arsacia. Retrain those guys up. Beautiful. You're beautiful to me. Should we retrain these guys? I'm gonna wait on that. No reason to do so. Persepolis. Ah, man, I gotta build that city up as soon as I can. Yeah, that's gonna be... I'm gonna have to build that up as soon as I can. Nineveh, no. Retiree. I could go ahead and do sewers there, and that will give me a huge bonus. Okay, so while I'm thinking of it, so you know how sewers and aqueducts, public baths, all that, they give you public health bonus? The difference between public health bonus and population growth, like a trader here or a market gives you population growth. Then of course the sewers, public baths, they give you public health bonus. So public health bonus is always better than population growth, because you can get a little bit of a public order bonus due to population boom, but that's really based on like your population growth level, which you can increase by farming, by traders, by temples that give population growth bonuses, etc., or the actual region's fertility rate. But of course a population boom is more than just population growth bonus. It's based off many different buildings and your region's fertility. But public health, when you build anything that has a public health bonus, it not only improves your public order due to public health, it also increases your population growth. So population growth in itself, once you reach certain growth rates, you can get a public order bonus, of course, and a population growth bonus. But with public health, you're guaranteed to get public order and population growth, not just one or the other. Like, you're guaranteed, like, population growth, you may only, increase your population. But with public health, you're guaranteed to increase your population and your public order, regardless of what your fertility rate is or what other buildings you have. So you get the best of both worlds when you do public health. So I feel like now would be a good time to go ahead and knock some of these down. As long as I'm in the blue, I'm good. What about this? Let's do one more. Now I've got 1,500 I can work with. Frostba, Bactra. What if instead of building the paved roads here, actually I do want to build the paved roads there. I can do that. Man, I don't know what to, I need to build that city building here at Persepolis. If I can, that's 3,200 denarii. Was I recruiting at Seleucia? How much is this? 27? That's not enough. I need to recruit though. Let's go ahead and bring these guys down. That's just 2 Eastern infantry and archers. I can take that out with my garrison and this general to get him like a general trait bonus maybe. These guys look like they're turning back around. I'll take that. Go ahead and send this guy up. He does not even have his siege rams built yet, so I should be able to attack him before he besieges or before he starts the siege. Okay, let's go ahead and bring this army down. I'm going to hire this unit of sabremen. That's what I'll do. And then, of course, retrain these guys like I had there for a second. I have 800, which is typically enough to do a decent amount with. I'm going to save it and maybe spend it at Jerusalem once I take this settlement. Okay, simple. I don't know where that army went that was besieging Damascus. Okay,
and it would be ill-mannered to keep them waiting. They seem so eager to face our lines, so eager.
Now we got a ram. I don't know. Should I? No. I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to drop the ram here, and I'm going to use one ram toward the gate. Let's get the Peltis here, and then do the archers like so. That's what I'm going to do. Turn the skirmish mode off, get the general in there, and then of course my 2 units of militia cav are going to be on the other flank there. Send the guys up toward the gate, send the Peltis up, and the cav up, and then walk those guys. Triple speed. And of course my general is going to be right here. Let's get some good Peltis kills here. Turn your backs to me. Yes. Beautiful. I like that direction better because they ain't got the shield on their right side. So when they turn facing that way, they're more vulnerable.
Our soldiers have reached the gates with the battering ram.
I'll take that. Beautiful, 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 beautiful. As soon as the gates are broken,
Our soldiers have done their work
I
well.
should be able to,
The
I don't know
battering
if I
ram has
even want to
broken
use
through the gate.
the silver shields. I can, but I don't know if I want to. Might just send the general in and mop up whoever's left. Use the archers to aggro them. Yeah, I think that's what I'll do. Archers are going to finish those guys off. Let's get these guys out of the way here. Let's just set them there. Perfect. Okay, let's see, what do I want to do here? Actually, I'm going to do this, bring these guys up, bring these guys around. Let's flank from behind. These guys are going to chill here. And then my archers are going to we'll do this. Yeah, boy. That's what I'm talking about. Run them up. Perfect. And then we're going to set these guys in phalanx mode. There's not a lot of them, but we can do what I'm trying to do with what I've got. Perfect. Check this out. Stuck on the phalanx. Yep. And the archer fire is making short work of them. Cool thing I like about phalanxes is that the rate of friendly fire is reduced whenever you're shooting over top of your phalanxes compared to your own like swordsmen or short speared units, because the phalanx keep the enemy units a little bit further pushed back, like a little bit further distance from my phalanx than like swordsmen are super like close up and personal. So just the distance that these phalanx spears create between gives more space for my archers not to have as much friendly fire. So I didn't even need my general there. I was going to bring my general around and hit him from behind, but that was unnecessary. Archers are just going to do all the work. Literally 2 silver chevrons on that. Lost 1 casualty. That's awesome. I'll take that. Yeah, brother. That's what I'm talking about. Regular barracks, occupy. They got a market. Do low tax rate. Let's do sewers for the public order bonus, recruit levy. All right, so here's something else I wanted to show you guys. See, there's a okay. What do we got? Where's the market? Where's the market? It's fine. I'll just use the market, or instead of a trader, I'll use the market as example. So there's a difference between farms and markets. This is probably a very simple. Most of you guys probably already realize this. Markets, they give a bonus to trade, which is affected by many things, but the biggest bonus that trade will give is for your naval commerce. So in cities that have ports, a lot of times it's better to prioritize building a market for the not only the population growth bonus that a market gives, etc., trader forum, but also the increase in tradable goods. You maximize on your profits using that bonus whenever it's a city that has a port. So if you ever have a port, a lot of times you can always check the settlement details and see what building, like for instance, if I exit this, actually that's not a good way to show. But anyway, so if you click on a trader, you're going to get some sort of income bonus to trade right here, and it's going to be way more a lot of times if it's a settlement that has a port. But if you don't have a port, a lot of the times you'll be able to get more money, and with the same amount of population boost, if not more, you'll be able to get more money by your bonus to your farm income. So in cities that do not have ports, a lot of times it's better to prioritize farms, but in the cities that have ports, it's better to prioritize traders and markets. There's niche situations where you might want one or the other, regardless of if you have a port or not, but that's just, always check your settlement details, regardless, just to be sure you're making the right decision. But yeah, so settlements with ports, a lot of times use traders to increase your income, and settlements without ports, a lot of times use farms. The only reason I'm prioritizing farms as much as I am with the Seleucids in this playthrough is because I have the Hanging Gardens monument here, or whatever you call it, which gives me the bonus to income from farms. But yeah, so let's see. Let's do low tax right here. I did not get any of my horses back from that defense. That stinks, man. But something I can do, I'm going to do this and do it like that. That way the peltas are in the front. That way my general, captain, whatever, spawns in my peltas instead of my phalanx. Okay, what is my public order here? That will boom on the next turn, so I won't do anything to change that. I have Captain Asander coming down here to do something. I don't know if he's going to besiege Tarsus or Antioch. But I have Aristocratus here. Is there an Egyptian navy? There is one here.
Ready.
Okay. Let's go ahead and bring these ships.
Moves depleted, sir.
And then I could pick up Aristocratus on the following turn. I'll pick him up there. And that will be... Oh, you know what? With 4 generals... 4 generals... I don't know, I don't think I'll chance it. I could hire a mercenary, like mercenary hoplites, just for the ram. And then I could take the generals with what bit of silver shields I have in the Peltis and wipe out Salamis. And then bring them over to Antioch in case Pontus attacks, and also to train up an army there. Let's take care of this. Do we have any more yellow? Any more yellow? Not yet. I'm not seeing any. Not seeing any yellow settlements with the public order. None yet, other than the one that's besieged. Okay, well, that's that. I'm gonna go ahead and end the turn. I think that's all I can do. I know I can't really do anything here at the moment. Yep. Let's go ahead and end the turn. Bad move, sending that spy in there. Could capture him. Okay, well, I got besieged. Candidate for adoption, Cletos. As Phaleon of Ipsus. Maya and Corey, I think those are 2 daughters. Parmenion of Corsus. Demetrius got the drill master. Let's check our family tree here. Okay, so yeah, we got Corey or Corey from that guy, and then of course Maya from here. Then of course Dione is still looking for a husband, and then all of our 4 heading, or 3 generals at the top have already had 4 kids, each one at least 2 boys to carry on the family name. So I am not as worried about if I'm having boys or girls now. Okay. So do I want this adoption candidate? As Phaleon of Ipsus, superior commander. He's young, he looks cool, at least he's a really good commander. I think I'm going to take him, why not? Okay. Let's see, what do we want here? Do we want a shipwright? Is that really going to give us much? So we're at 1,500 now. Ooh, 2,100. Yes, sir. That's what I want to do. Marlois. Okay. I can start building up my men from there. I can build a navy to actually fight off any of the Egyptian fleet. Okay, retrain. Let's see. Build a port now, I guess. Okay, so I guess I might as well explain this too. So you got something in your settlement details called distance to capital. This is going to give you a negative public order penalty, but ways you can mitigate this is building paved roads, highways, etc. The more roads you build between the current city that has the penalty, like this has negative 65% due to distance to the capital. So a way to reduce that distance from the capital to increase your public order is you would, the whole entire pathway from this settlement to the capital means Charax and Babylon are settlements that connect this settlement, Terra here, that we were just showing from the capital, Seleucia is the capital. So if I build paved roads at Babylon, Seleucia, and Charax, and build paved roads at Terra, then all those paved roads together should extremely reduce the distance to the capital, because of course, you know, paved roads, highways, they give you a movement bonus to all your men, so that should decrease the distance from the capital and give you a public order bonus. there. So that's one way you can do it. Something else, if some of you guys don't know, maybe most of you do, when you have a faction, all your settlements combined, you want your capital to be set at the region that is basically the most centered region in your capital or in your faction. So between all of my cities, all my regions here, all the gray you see, the best place I should put my capital is going to be this place here at Parapotamia, which is Milettine. That would be, or actually no, that'd be Dura Europus. So Dura Europus would be the most centered settlement between all my regions. So to get the most balanced public order bonus to all of my faction would be to make Dura Europus my capital, and by doing so, that would mean that these settlements on the edge of my regions, the very far edge of my faction, would get slightly less distance from the capital. Like this is 80% right now. And so my current capital is Seleucia, as you see, which is this region here. But if I moved it over one to this, that would be the most centered region in my capital, which would reduce the distance to capital from these cities on the left edge along this area here along the coast. But it would also decrease the public order of these settlements on the right side because I'm moving my capital over one. You can change your capital, and the way you do that is by clicking on your building queue, going to settlement details, and right here there's a little button on the left side of the window that says this settlement is already your capital. Well, if I go to Dura Europus, go to the same window, it says set this settlement to be the faction's capital. You can change your faction's capital. You can make it any settlement in any of your regions, and if it wasn't for all these, and I'll tell you why, all these cities here along my far right region of my faction, they're all like Middle Eastern culture. You see how the city itself looks Middle Eastern compared to this city looks Greek, like the buildings are different. They have the red roofs, the white walls. These have the tan walls with the tan buildings. So all these settlements along my right side of my faction are all Middle Eastern culture, which gives them a lot worse penalties on public order because they're not my native culture. And so they're already getting a huge penalty on public order. So the last thing I want to do is move my capital further away from this right side because, yeah, sure, I may get a little bit of a bonus to my public order on the left side, but these are the ones, these settlements here on the right side are the ones I need the public order bonus to the most. So I'm just going to leave my settlement, Seleucia, here as the capital, for now, at least, until I upgrade these settlements and change the culture to Greek, which you do that by upgrading your city, your government here, to the minor city or whatever the next upgrade is. Enough of that. Okay, I can hire mercenary elephants now. Do I want to do that at the moment? I think I want to for sure. Let's do that now. Ardumanish. It looks like his faction leader did die of old age. That's something I was hoping for because I don't see his army anywhere. I hope he's not about to ambush us. Okay, there's Phratos and Ardumanish. So yeah, I don't think his faction leader's alive anymore. I can't move anymore either though. But I was able to get the elephants, so what about this guy? Achaemenes, that's his next family member. Building the paved roads up. Oh, I should have used what money I had to increase Persepolis or upgrade it. Oh well. I've got 1,700 left. I'm going to use that to recruit. I need army ASAP. Let's bring our army here. Quick save and attack. So we do still have access to a war elephant, so that did not affect that. But by destroying this minor army, Zeuxis doesn't really have many commander traits at the moment, so destroying this little minor army excuse me, should give him somewhat of a commander bonus. Excuse me.
feast and drink. Tonight, we will tell each other tales of our bravery.
Okay.
But before that, we must beat our foes.
Enough of that. Alright, let's set up our... Take them off of phalanx and set them up in the line. Let's do tight formation to reline up. Just like that. Then we would do the peltis behind them. Like that. 4 elephants behind the peltis. Let's do 2 on each side with the militia cav. Not as concerned with their formation. I do have OCD, but that is fine. Okay, and then the commander at the back to decide on where I want to take him from here. I do have the high ground. Of course, he's moved. Let's go ahead and bring our men down the slope. We'll do this. I like that better. Triple speed. Let's walk these guys. Whoops. And then, of course, we'll go back to double speed because that's a little bit janky, a little bit laggy. Bring these 2 cav here. And then these 2 cav here. General in the back. Run. Run. Da 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 da. Don't know why that came to my mind. Okay, we can now run these guys forward. I like that. That works. They're all foot soldiers, so once we totally drop the hammer down with the peltis, then we can send our militia cav in. Boom. Now's a good opportunity to send the militia cav in. Let's do this. Elephants are shooting already. Wouldn't hurt to bring them a little closer though. Send these guys up the flank. And of course bring the cav in behind. I'm going to send them over here actually. Right now, I'm going to send them over here because they get the slope charge bonus. Just like so. And with just all of our missiles in general, we're able to put in a lot of work on these guys. I don't want to hinder the missile fire there. Now we can move them. Hit them from the back. And altogether, we should take almost no casualties since we have so many good missile units. The elephants are really putting in some missile work. Okay, got a massive route going. Let's target all of our missiles at these guys. Just like that. I don't want to do that. Let's aggro or target these guys. Perfect. The only casualties we've taken so far is from friendly fire. Okay, pause. Now I'm going to... Let's do this, and then this, and turn these guys off of fire at will. Halt, and unpause, and start it up. Just like so. Perfect. Alright. Just like that. Let's go. Boom. I just seen that little hourglass icon there. So you can set your battle time limit even if you've already started up the campaign without deselecting. You have the option before you start your campaign if you want to have a battle time limit or not, but if you've forgotten to set that and you want to set it again, all you got to do is go to hit the escape key in the top left of your keyboard, go to game options, and the no campaign battle time limit option is here. You can also change other things like manage all settlements, arcade, just skip AI movement, etc. But this is all I want to do for now. Okay, let's do this, retrain, whoops, and then of course we will do Nah, I don't want to do that. We'll do that for now. I don't even know what he has here. Do I have any? No, I don't even have really much. I can go ahead and send this general down. Just like that. Am I already recruiting? I am recruiting from Seleucia. Okay. That'll be 4 cataphracts already by the time I finish the temple upgrade. And then I'll start training up my sacred band. And after that, I'll have, I think I want to do 6 sacred band, 4 cataphracts. And I can do army with just that and do a lot of damage with just those 10 units plus the general. Okay. These sacred band are extremely powerful. They cost a lot of upkeep and a lot of recruitment cost, but extremely worth. You'll see what I'm talking about once I hire them. Okay, so
Ready.
These guys are currently a danger, so I want to avoid them if I can. Let's do that. What can I do here? Pontus is coming this direction, looks like, so I want to send my men this way anyway. Perfect. We'll do that. And come slightly this way out of his range. That'll work. Now I'll send these guys up. Firm personal morality. Well, here's the thing. So, something else you guys may or may not know. So, when the enemy has ships in your vicinity and you're trying to avoid getting attacked if they have a larger navy than yours, in this case, that's my situation. If you have the mobility, movement range to go inside your docks right here, you see that little blue circle? As long as you're inside your docks, if you own the docks that you're inside of, I don't think you can actually go inside of docks that aren't yours, but as long as you are inside of your docks, enemy ships cannot attack you. So that's interesting. I don't think I can do anything else. I think I've moved all my armies. Maybe I haven't. Huh. Let's do one more unit of levy here. Maybe not. Let's not do one more unit of levy. And then, can I build anything in this area? I should definitely build something here. I've already got sewers coming, so let's do levy here. I've already got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 levies there. Holy cow. Okay, let's drop that unit of levy. Retrain up this one. Already got one more coming here. Brave. That's nice. Take that. Famous Victor. Got good influence. He's coming right along. I want to take these guys somewhere where I can get the cav bonus. Or the cav retrained. I don't know where that Egyptian army went that was besieging Damascus. It's fine. It's fine. Maybe, I don't think I have enough to wipe out Gaza. Maybe, yeah. I can always recruit more. What can I recruit here? Can I recruit anything here? Yes. Ooh, Syrian archers, brother. More of them. Okay, well, what can I do then to be able to hire them? What do they cost? $11.50? What can I do to get them? I want them bad. I can just hire him on the next term. Why not? I don't think he's going to hire them. Almost say. I want them, though, very badly. Very badly. Can I cancel any construction or anything in general? I don't know if I can or not. I don't remember what all I built. Let's do this. I can do that. That's 930. 930. Did I build paved roads here? I did. Yeah, let's cancel that. Okay, so now I can hire them. Let's pull this guy out. Go in the city. Now they're lined up correctly. I like that. That works great. I'm going to keep Cletos at Antioch even after I move all my armies out of Antioch that I train up, just so that I can constantly recruit the Syrian archers from this area as mercenaries. Syrian archers along with the, what are they called? Cretan archers from this area. They are extremely helpful. I like the mercenaries you can hire from Tarsus too. They're some sort of, they throw javelins and have axes as secondaries. Can't remember what they're called. Am I forgetting anything? I feel like I am. No, I'm not. What am I thinking? Okay. Go ahead and save. We'll do one more turn. We're besieged. Candidate for adoption. No, thank you. Marriage celebrations. Vixus. Okay. Parmenion got married as well. Nice. And then who else got married? I feel like somebody else got married. No, I'm tripping. I am tripping, brother. That daughter's going to be A96. Okay, the closest son I have is Cassandros. And then she'll be 12. And interesting little fact here. In the RomeTotalWar family tree, most of you probably know this, your daughters, whatever your children, once they reach the age of 12, they can be given into marriage. You can literally marry off your daughters at 12. And just to prove it, this guy here, he randomly got a wife. She's literally 13, bro. And they just had a kid. Ain't that crazy? 22 years old, and he has a 13-year-old wife with a daughter. That is crazy how they did that. But that's how it was back then, man. History. Okay. Let's go ahead and do the cavalry stables. Pergamum. Shipwright for sure. Yep. That's from 879 to... Holy cow. That doubles. Jack the tax rate up. Tyre, Thierry, whatever. Could probably do this. I don't think I'll build anything just yet until I make up my mind. Okay. We'll definitely do land clearance here at Jerusalem. Let's go ahead and fight this battle. Dude, they got all kinds of mercenaries. Yep. So, we have a decent stack here. My archers are really going to put in some work. They're going to destroy these guys. Let's go ahead and do this battle. Boom. Yep. About to get wrecked, dude. You're about to get wrecked. Perfect. That coffee is still warm. It's been almost an hour. That thermos mug or whatever works well. Okay, I'm going to sally out. I don't know. He would probably hold that position on the hill. So, I can take advantage of that. Let's line up like so. And then Peltus here. Let's do archers here. And then we'll do cav here. Just like that. I don't think I'm going to need my levies. I'll hold them here just in case. Let's move them a little further in deployment. Now let's do this. I'm going to reposition these guys. Just like that. And then I'm going to position these guys like like that. And then archers are going to be behind them. One more. Nope. And let's do this. Something like that. A little bit tighter formation. That'll work. Okay. Run, everybody. Let's do double speed. Triple would probably just lag and be slower than double. He is moving all his men to the right flank there. I don't know why he left his hill advantage. Don't know why he did that. That's a lot of archers, though. I'll take every bit of them. These guys look so cool with their armor and their helmet. Oh, that's a lot of archers, brother. They're gonna wreak havoc. Okay, that'll work. Pull out my cav. I'll go triple speed for just a second before it starts lagging too bad. Okay, once these guys get in position, I'll change their position or their formation, however. Beautiful. Okay, that's it. Okay, now we're going to change formation or change direction. This is what I'm comfortable with. Triple speed. Those are the Sabermen. Yep. Whoa, that's going to be a little too close for comfort. That's what I want right there. Perfect. First try. Okay. Arab Sabermen. What are these guys? Are those the camels? Nope. Those are the horses. The Sabermen. So I can go ahead and chase these guys with my general. Get them away from me. That's what I want to do. And then you target the Sabermen. Archers are already putting in work. Look at that. Boom. Already putting in work. Look at all those bodies. Where did my other... Okay, they're both there. Perfect. Beautiful. My general's caught up right there with the Arab Cav. Already wiped out a bunch of them. I took one casualty that I can see right there. Hopefully he routes. We get him out of the way and gone. But if these Bedouin archers start chasing me, I'll have to redirect. Thank God the Bedouin warriors are over there. That's the camel spearmen, which could actually do some damage to me pretty bad. Okay, so the Bedouin archers are the ones that's actually like doing some damage to me. Actually, I'm gonna retreat for now. I don't have any more spears anyway. So let's just do that. Let's go ahead and drop the spears. Just for the sake of it. I am currently wiping the floor with these Arab Cav. Then I'll be able to bring my general back and deal with the Bedouin archers. Nice. Those guys are done for. And they're going to turn right back around toward me. Pick off another couple. Now I can send these guys back to deal with the Bedouin archers. Okay, they're not even there. Are they just going to rout? I've had that happen before. They just leave and rout. There's the archers, the Bedouin archers. So Arab Sabermen. I might be able to get some good casualties on these Arab Sabers. The archers are about out of missiles. That's fine. Let's get a wider formation here. I want to do this because I'll be able to get way better on my charge. I'll be able to get a bigger, better result. If I can get them to stop moving, though, if they can at least move toward me, just like that. Please don't turn around. Check out this cav charge. If they turn around last second, it's going to ruin the charge. Come on. Beautiful. Stand still for me. Oh, that's so good. You love to see it. I took one casualty because I didn't pull them out in time. Those guys are just sitting there getting pelted by the archers, which my archers are almost out of ammunition. Why are you lining up like that? That is not what your formation showed. Why are you getting all janky? You're supposed to be lined up this way. See that? Why are you out of formation? That is so annoying, dude. You're not even in the formation that the game is showing you're going to be in. See, you need to be lined up like that. Okay. Blow the trumpet. Boom. That's a good charge damage. Let's do triple speed just to get this over with. Boom. And boom. 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 Not took a single casualty yet. Boom. Taking some damage on my archers. I need to get over there and figure out what's going on. Okay. Okay, you guys charge the Bedouin archers just to prevent them from shooting. I just can't take any more casualties on my archers at the moment. Yo, get out of there, brother. Okay. Okay, whoa, 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 whoa. Can't do that. Okay. Shoot those guys. Reinforce. That was a bad idea. I shouldn't have done that. That was stupid. Okay, well, it does not matter. What's done is done. Let's go ahead and make the best with what we got. Okay. So let's go ahead and take these guys out of phalanx. And then charge, charge, charge. These guys in a tighter formation. I should have brought my levies out. Nice. As soon as I kill this general, that should help me out a lot. If I can kill him. Charge. Charge those guys. Got the route.
The enemy general is slain, and now his men fear us.
Charge, drop the spears. Boom. Why did you? Oh my gosh, that's so stupid. Route those guys while you got the chance. Boom. Kill them. Kill them, kill them, kill them. Nice. Now they're routing. We need to get over here. You need to get over there, brother. Okay, now we're going to take these guys off of phalanx. Run them this way. Can I catch up? Probably not. Those guys are going to get shot, yep. But if I can just delay them. Oh, I'm wiping the floor with these dudes. Just from sending those guys. Get out of there. Little cap. That was scary. My general was just trapped in there. Well, maybe he'll get like a Been in the Wars trade or something from that. Turn around. Take a few of those guys out. I'll take that. I will take that. Now, something I'm going to do here. This may sound crazy. Yes, we got it. It was a risk because I could have lost my general there, but... Ah, man. I'll take that. Alright, now... finish the guys off. And turn around. I'm gold. I'm gold. You don't see that much. This general's gold chevrons. He's only got 2 more experience upgrades left he can get, and then he'll be maxed. Then I'll just have to upgrade his weaponry and armor. Hold up, we got one more survivor here. Nice. Okay. Well, there's that. Add, click, and remove. There we go. Jeez, dude, look at that. 2,079 compared to 246. Delicious. Alright, well that's that. Still got at least 100 in each archer stack. I wish I didn't take all those casualties, but it is what it is. Okay. We'll get one more unit of levy. Excuse me. Can I build anything here? Don't really want to build too much. Let's do the sewer, excuse me. Man, that coffee's got me hiccuping and burping. I'm telling you, brother. Alright, let's move these guys. Where is he going? Okay, he's turning around, changed his mind.
Ready? Yes, Captain.
I'm doing it. I'm doing it. Hold up. Has he got a mercenary captain? He does not. Okay. Then let's send these guys out. I'm going to hire... Let's see. Hire the hoplites.
Sir, yes, Strategos. My lord.
And then let's do this. I'm going to try to hire the mercenary peltas next round.
Ready.
And then from there we'll move the whole army across. Drop the tax rate. That's going to boost me up a little bit too. Okay. Rhodes needs to be dropped. What else do we need to do? Sidon's going. Well, they're yellow. Really need to hire there, to be honest. Let's go ahead and hire at Sidon, just to prevent them from going yellow and rebel spawning. Do we have anything else we need to do? What about Militine, Mazaka, Amida? They're all green. What about down here? Pazargadea, I think that's how you pronounce that. I don't know. Pazargadea. And Persepolis. I have nothing else I can do here. Man, I keep forgetting about that building upgrade. It's fine. Boom. Save. Kill him. And a way I can, instead of attacking this guy, I can just attack him again. Oh, I can't reach him. Okay, let's surround this guy. If I auto-resolve, he won't actually be annihilated. But if I do this, he will. I want to bum rush him with all my cav. Hit him head on with my general. Surround him with my militia. Turn him off of fire at will. Actually, let's just head straight in. Oh yeah, that's a missile general. There we go. Get wrecked.
The enemy. This is a heroic victory.
Get wrecked, dude. Alright. That's one Parthian general wiped. Let's wipe the other. And it's the faction heir to beat it all. Thank goodness it's my faction heir versus his, and I've got the same amount of cav bodyguard as he does. And mine are way stronger than his are. Okay. Turn off phalanx, turn off fire at will. Charge the general. And do like so. Taking a 1 casualty, 2 casualties, 3, 4. Taking 4 so far. Are you serious, brother? I will catch up eventually. Just like that. He has nowhere to run. Closing him off. Oh. Get wrecked, dude. Holy cow.
The enemy army is in flight.
No way, he survived? Lucky, dude. That is crazy. How does he survive that? Where's he gonna go? Way up there? Dude, you're so lucky, bro. That's crazy. Bring the army in here just to get the public order bonus. Can't really, doesn't really change anything. Man, that sucks, man. Alright, well, he'll probably join up with that army. I hope they don't come down here. I hate when they target 2 different settlements at once. It really makes it annoying. What has he even got in this army? Alright, well. Send these guys down here. Or that general, rather. Well, we can't really recruit. Not this time. Why is he just bypassing me? Dude, just attack me or stay out of the way, dude. Cause me to have to double back and double back and double back and double back. Alright. All these little tiny mini battles where I'm like literally 3 times their force and they just keep coming. It's more of a nuisance. Alright, well. We're going to try to just swamp them with numbers of cav and elephants. That's what we're going to do. I'm going to get the missile damage. Let's go left flank, right flank, and down the center. Just like this. Just like that. Boom. Watch them fly, dude. And attack the general. Now, while their backs are turned, skirmish mode and skirmish mode. Now they're routed. Just how I like it. Run through. And mass rout. Boom. And then turn around and attack them. And charge the general. Turn off the fire at will. Rush the general.
They are not soldiers.
Don't let that general escape. Thank goodness. Phew. It's trauma at this point. What are you doing way over here? Alright, triple speed. There we go. Utilize those quick missile units. Alright. There's that. Another mini army wiped. I just prefer wiping these guys on the battlefield because I'm able to get so much better results than auto-resolve. Okay. Now they have nowhere to get in between. That's the big army I'll be facing next. Part 4, I would assume. Yep, part 4. Okay. Well, there's that. And now, do I have any more armies to take care of? No, I want to keep this guy in here for this turn. And then think the thing I was doing is checking on public order. Yeah. Perfect. Okay, well. Persepolis, I can't help that. That's just going to be stuck in the yellow. Alright, well that's all on public order. Can I do anything here? They're besieged. Yes. Okay, well there we go. Alright. Well guys, thank you if you've made it this far into the video. This is going to conclude part 4 of the Seleucid campaign playthrough. I'll be starting part 5 eventually, pretty soon. I'll just be posting whenever I can on all my campaign playthroughs. Be sure to check out my other RomeTotalWar playthroughs. I've got a Julii campaign playthrough as well as Barbarian Invasion. I have that Darthmodded as well, and I have 2 playthroughs I'm doing on that, the Saxons, and I'll be posting the Franks campaign playthrough here in the next day or 2. You'll see it posted. Also, don't forget to check out that community poll that I posted and cast your vote on what faction I should play as next, the Macedon, the Armenia, the Carthage, or the Germans. And then also, don't forget to turn, if you are already subscribed, I'm not asking you to, only if you want to, but if you are already subscribed, don't forget to turn on that bell just so you know when my videos drop and you got first dibs. But yeah, thank you guys again for your support. Love you guys. God bless. Take care. Bye.